Hello everyone, welcome to another episode on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzy and I'm your host for today's show. Today we'll be doing the round of 16 review as there was a lot of games played and some excitement as well. And then we'll also conclude the show with our quarterfinal predictions. So let's review the games that took place in round of 16. We'll start with the order that's presented on the screen. We've got Spain versus Georgia. Now, this was an exciting game for Georgia, who did really well to qualify into round of 16 after beating Portugal in the group stages. Georgia, in fact, took the lead with Le Normand own goal in the 18th minute. What a start it was for Georgia. But then Rodri manages to get the equaliser in the 39th minute, just before halftime. What a great strike by the Man City midfielder with his left foot. Fabian Ruiz then gets Spain's second goal. But what an assist by Yamal. An inch perfect pass. Nico Williams then makes it 3-1 with a fantastic strike from the left side. And Dani Olmo makes it 4-1 with a clinical finish into the bottom corner. Now, I've been very impressed with Spain this tournament. And I think if they manage to beat Germany, who, as you can see on the screen, that they'll be facing in the quarterfinals, I believe that they will go on to win the tournament. And that's my prediction. Let's see how it goes. In terms of the next fixture, Germany versus Denmark, which ended 2-0. Heartbreak for Denmark, who thought they'd open the scoreline in the second half through an Anderson goal, but that goal was ruled out for offside. And then literally moments later, unfortunately, he was the player that handballed Rahm's cross in the penalty box, and a penalty was awarded. Now, in terms of that whole decision or that moment there, I think it was a very harsh decision to give a penalty for that handball. It was, for me, it was never a penalty. The player was literally so close to the player and the ball there. It's very hard for a player to avoid making contact when the ball has been released. So I think it was harsh. But you had Michael Oliver as the referee, so no too surprising in terms of poor officiating there. Kai Havertz steps up and finishes clinically from the penalty spot to give Germany the lead. And Musiala makes it 2-0 and seals the win for the Germans. Now, I'm really looking forward to this quarterfinal. Two of the best performing teams in the tournament. So it should be an entertainment game. And I will be doing a live watch along for it as well. So make sure to join me tomorrow at 4:55 p.m. UK time. Now, let's move on to the next round of matches, and we'll start with Portugal versus Slovenia. Now, this game had to go all the way to penalties. The highlight of the game was probably Ronaldo crying, not to be rude or anything like that. He missed the penalty. Fantastic save by OZWRLD. If you know about OZWRLD, he's a phenomenal keeper. And yeah, I think he probably saw his mom crying in the crowd, and that led to more emotions. Very unusual in terms of why he was crying in that moment of time. But nevertheless, it went to penalties, and Diogo Costa, the goalkeeper, managed to save his nation there. He was the penalty king, making 3 saves out of 3. And yeah, what an amazing performance from the goalkeeper there. But we have to give our props to Slovenia. I thought they put in a fantastic effort to challenge Portugal. And penalties, it's a lottery. You win some, you lose some. It's just the way it goes. So they have to really keep their head held high. I think they did fantastic. And the Slovenian fans should be proud of their team. The next game, which you can see below, France 1, Belgium 0. What a cruel way to lose the game for Belgium, as they conceded an own goal through Vertonghen in the 85th minute. Now, in terms of the performance of France, I thought they were very poor, to be honest with you. Very slow on the ball and no imagination in their play whatsoever. Belgium tried their best, but just couldn't get that killer instinct in front of goal. And I don't think they exploited France's weaknesses in parts of the game. I think in midfield, they looked quite disjointed. So that could have been an area they really could have put pressure on. But they played Onana and De Bruyne as a double pivot in a 4-4-2. I think you should have given De Bruyne a number 10 role, a free role to roam around. That was a change that was sort of applied later on in the game. But I think it should have been done from the first minute. But that's how international football goes, I guess. One thing I was surprised was that Belgium didn't bring on Trossard, who for me would have been a great option to have from the bench, and is more than capable of nicking the goal. He's done it for Arsenal last season. I feel like he could have done it for his national team, but it wasn't their day, and France managed to progress into the quarterfinals, and they will be facing Portugal. On paper, it sounds like an amazing game. Based on recent performances, I don't think it will live up to the bill. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they switch up and give us an exciting game. But at this stage, yeah, based on what we've seen in their recent form, won't be looking forward to it as much as I would normally do. So yeah, let's see what happens. Now, the next two games, Romania versus Netherlands. Now, Cody Gakpo leads the way for the Dutch once again. He opens the scoreline with a great strike from the left wing. Then Daniel Marlin gets in the act and scores a brace in the later stages of the game. Promising performance from the Dutch. Let's see how they do against Turkey, who beat Austria 2-1. And what a game it was, and what a start it was for Turkey, who scored from a corner kick through Adeguler and Demiral applying the finishing header to make it 1-0. Then in the second half, it was a repeat of the same two players. Guller's corner ended up being finished by Demiral once again. The Turkish defender gets a brace. What a performance so far from Turkey. Austria, fair play to them. They really played some good football, really tried to break a stubborn defense. They managed to get a consolation goal through Gregoritz. But having said that, if you look at the game, I think Austria will feel a little bit disappointed that they did not get the win, as they had plenty of chances to convert. In particular, Baumgartner had a lot of opportunities on goal. This wasn't his day, unfortunately. But you have to give credit to Turkey. They showed real character and determination to get through the line. A very interesting game in the quarterfinals between Netherlands and Turkey, and it's one that I'm looking forward to. Now, the remaining two games of round of 16, England versus Slovakia. Now, it says 2-1, so you're probably thinking, oh, what a game that would have been. No, not from an England point of view. Slovakia took the lead through Schranz, and quite frankly, they fully deserved it. They were by far the better team in the first half, and they were playing the more positive football. England were just so cautious throughout the game, but England showed their quality through individual brilliance. Bellingham got the goal to give England the equaliser. It was their first shot on target, and that happened in the 95th minute. This is big England we're talking about right now. And then that goal obviously was equalised, and it led to extra time. And it caught me off guard because Kane scored from the first minute of extra time. I think that's probably just down to Slovakia's shock and disappointment in conceding so late in the game. And I think they were just shell-shocked going into extra time. So they weren't switched on. And unfortunately, that is the small detail. That is a difference at this highest level of international football. So England progress into the quarterfinals. Not very promising, if I'm being brutally honest, but they've got the job done. So let's see what they do in the quarterfinals. And they will be up against Switzerland, who beat Italy 2-0. Definitely the surprise result of the round. Switzerland managed to score twice and keep a clean sheet against the mighty Italy. Früller scores the opening goal from close range, and then Vargas scores a fantastic strike from the left wing to give Switzerland a very convincing win against the Italians. Now, as you can see, England will be facing Switzerland, and this will not be an easy fixture at all for England. And they will need to perform much better in order to progress to the semi-final. Southgate has stated today that he will be making some serious changes to the team. God knows what that entails, but let's see what happens with that. And that's the end of our round of 16 review. So before we conclude the show, let's end it with my quarter-final prediction. So as you can see on screen, we've got Spain versus Germany. Now, who do I think will be victorious? It's such a shame that these two teams are playing each other. I would have loved for this to have been the final. I think this would have been the best final due to the way that they have both performed in the Euros. It's such a tough one. It's not an easy one to call, if I'm being honest. You got to think about home advantage and stuff like that. Spain have been playing some good football. I think Spain might just nick it. Sorry, Germany. I think they might just nick it. And the match between Portugal and France, I think it'll be France. I think they'll have the know-how to get the result. It won't be the prettiest of games. I think it'll be like a scrappy 1-0, if I'm being honest. And in terms of score prediction for Spain and Germany, I think it'll be 2-1 to Spain. So based on my prediction, it'll be Spain and France in the semi-final. Netherlands and Turkey. I think this would be a close game, but I'm going to give it to the Netherlands. In terms of score prediction, I think they will win 2-1 as well. And England and Switzerland. I don't have high hopes for England, but I think they'll just about manage to nick it. So I'm going for England, and I think it'll be a 1-0 win. I don't think it'll be a game full of goals. Switzerland are a very tough team to go up against. They've got a solid defense, and they've got good experience in the middle of the park. So it's not going to be an easy game. In fact, I think it might even go through extra time, and then that's where the goal happens. So that would be my prediction. So based on what I've said, Netherlands versus England and France versus Spain in the semi-final. But we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. So that is it in terms of my round of 16 review and quarterfinal predictions. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. In terms of upcoming content, I will be doing a live watch along tomorrow. As I mentioned earlier in the show, I'll be doing Spain versus Germany at 4:55 p.m. UK time. So make sure to join the stream, get involved, send your comments in the live chat. It doesn't have to be about the game. We can chat about football, whatever you'd like to do. So that'll be taking place tomorrow. In terms of the Saturday game, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do a watch along. But if my plans change and I'm able to do so, I will let you guys know. So the best thing to do is hit that notification bell on YouTube and also follow me on social for all the latest updates. You can follow me at Aussie.ftp on Instagram. In terms of looking at my other short video content, you can also check out TikTok and Threads with the same profile name as well. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.